How is it going, guys? Today, it's 2-Minute Tuesday, and we're gonna be installing this GR style Aero stabilizing cover on the GR86. And for those of you that have no idea what this is or what it does, let me show you. If we take a look at the back of the car, specifically the rear windshield, you'll notice that there is a slight gap from the window to the trunk, which is pretty standard. But what can happen is if you, say, park your car outside and you've got a tree that likes to drop leaves, twigs, and seeds and such, and that falls down onto your roof or your rear windshield, that can work its way into the gap and then clog up the rain channels in the trunk that are supposed to direct the water away. So all that gunk gets into here. Obviously this car doesn't sit outside, so it's clean, but it gets into here and gets it all nasty and gross. So what the stabilizing cover does is it fills in that gap and gives you pretty much a seamless transition from the window to the trunk to help prevent that debris from entering those channels. Plus, it also has a slight aerodynamic benefit to it since you are smoothing out that transition. And gives the car a nice OEM plus look. It's got a nice gloss black finish to it. This is a piece that's actually offered from Toyota. I wish it would have just came on the car from the factory, but of course it didn't. This is one of those pieces that is something you don't know you need until you actually see it. So let me show you guys how it's installed and how it looks once it's on the car. First thing we're gonna do is wipe down the window. Obviously you just need to do the bottom portion here, but mine is pretty dirty, so we're just gonna do the whole window. Make sure you get down into the gap so you don't miss that bottom portion of the window as well. Now that our window is clean, we can start prepping this piece to be installed onto the car. We've got a roll of double-sided tape that is included, so we just need to apply this to the backside, peel the backing off, and then place it onto the window. I am going to heat up the double-sided tape with a heat gun before I do so, just to make it a little bit more tacky. You can use a hair dryer if that's all you have. I'm also gonna put some gloves on so I don't get fingerprints all over the nice gloss black finish. I suggest you do the same. So I'll flip this over, and we're essentially going to follow the outline of the whole piece. I'm gonna leave a slight gap in the middle here, just in case any moisture gets underneath, there's a place for it to escape. And then I'm gonna probably put a couple pieces on the ends to ensure it doesn't lift up. So I'm gonna start in the corner, and then there's this little edge that you can follow all around with the double-sided tape that makes it easy. So for the top portion, I'm just gonna do one long strip. Okay, and I'm gonna take my knife and trim these edges. So now we'll do the sides here. Again, like I said, I'm gonna do a couple pieces on the side. There we go. Make sure to press all this down so it adheres nicely to the back of this. And I'm gonna do the other side. With those sides on there, now we can work on the bottom pieces. So like I said, I'm gonna split this into 2 long pieces and leave a small gap in the center for any moisture to get out. Okay, so you can see in the center, there's a small, or I guess I don't know if you can see it, but there is a small notch right in the center of the bottom of this piece that'll let you know that that's where you'll wanna leave a small gap. All right, I'm gonna go around one more time, just making sure I've pressed it all down. And then we can grab our heat gun, heat this up, take the backing off, and line it up on the car. What you're gonna be tempted to do is to just slap this onto your windshield and then push it all the way down so that there's essentially no gap between this piece and your trunk. You actually do not want to do that because if you look closely when you go to open the trunk, it actually goes down and forward a little bit in the corners. And if you install the cover like that, when you go to open up your trunk, it's going to damage the cover and your trunk. So don't do that. I'll show you how to line it up in a second. But first, let me show you what to do with the backing on the double-sided tape. We're not gonna completely take it off just yet. We're just gonna peel off the corners of the backing so that we can pull it off when it's on the windshield. I don't think I'm gonna be able to peel the backing off with gloves on, so give me 1 second. All right, so again, we're just gonna peel a small portion off to use as a tab. Come on, there we go. Okay, so just peel a little bit off and then kind of fold it up so that you can grab it when the piece is on the window. Same thing with the ones on the sides. I will probably peel this one completely because I'm not gonna be able to access it. Okay, so there's that one, do halfway. Okay, so I'm gonna completely do that one. And then this one, just a little bit. There we go. Then we're gonna do the same thing to this side. I guess I don't need to do the top piece, but we'll do a little bit right there. Just a little bit there. All right, there we go. Make sure everything is folded over. Okay, grab this out of the way. So I'm gonna heat this up, like I said, with a heat gun real quick. Okay, so it's gonna be easier to line this up if you open the trunk. So I'm gonna open this up, and what we're gonna do is align the piece with the bottom of the window, because it should contour pretty much perfectly with that bottom edge. So I've got that there. And what you want to do is double check the sides, make sure everything is centered. And then as you're holding it down, you'll pull those little tabs that you made out of the backing, and that'll release the double-sided tape to adhere to the window. So I'm gonna make sure everything is lined up, and then we can do that. I've got the stabilizing cover on here and aligned exactly where I want it. You can see there's just the slightest of gaps here on the sides. We'll make sure that those are even on both sides. And then the bottom edge, like I said, just runs directly across the edge of the window. So I've got that aligned as well. So now, I've already tacked down the top corners where the double-sided tape is exposed, so we can just grab the tabs that we made and just pull them out from underneath, like so. And we'll press that down, and then we can start with the other pieces. So I'll do the same thing on the other side here. We'll just grab this small tab. I think this one needs to come up. Where's it down? No, I'm pretty sure it's up. There we go. Tack that down. Now we can work on the 3 larger pieces. Okay, so we'll pull that across. Now we'll do the bottom piece. There we go. Get the bottom pieces. Perfect. Perfect. Now we just need to go around, press everything down, give it some solid pressure for about 30 seconds all the way around, and then we'll wipe it down, and then we should be good. We'll wipe this down with some detailer. Close the hood, make sure there's no contact. And that's all there is to it. And that is all there is to it, guys. It is such a simple and straightforward install. Any of you can do this in your very own driveway or garage. It'll take you probably 15, 20 minutes, half an hour tops if you're taking your time. You do want to make sure that you're not washing the car within 48 hours after installing it, so you leave enough time for that double-sided tape to cure. But after that, you are good to go. Also, if you're able to, leave it in your garage to keep it away from the elements. But like I said, after that, you should be good to go. Let me know what you guys think. I personally very much enjoy it because it's an OEM Plus modification. It's functional, keeps the debris out of your trunk gutters, and it has a nice, clean, and sleek look to it. If you guys are wanting to pick one of these up for yourself, the link will be down in the description. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, comment down below. I am always happy to help. We're gonna have a lot more content on this car and the other cars coming out soon, especially now that I can walk again. So if you're interested, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. It's time to take Winston for a walk. Say hi. Okay, bye.